Well, I'd been sprinting for a good 10 years before I took up bobsleigh. I'd trained at Bath University for five years at this point. When I came to Bath University, I took up athletics a bit more seriously, and I was training 6 days a week. Probably the biggest individual factor then would be starting weight training. I started training there, and over the course of the years I got sort of stronger and much more powerful. All the attributes that helped me transition into bobsleigh.
From being a triple jumper, long jumper and sprinter, I did kind of all three of the disciplines. It's helped me a lot with conditioning, with the plyometric or the explosive activity that we do when we're pushing the sled, the acceleration. All those things are utilised in long jump, triple jump, sprinting, and then of course in bobsleigh, pushing the sled from the start.
Because I came as a sprinter, they needed someone with a bit of extra speed, someone to add a bit of oomph to the sled, and I was lucky enough to get involved in it when I did, and since then it's just been, it's all been up really, so very good.
I think being a Royal Marine has certainly helped with the training and the things that we do, because a lot about being a Marine is all about the mental attitude, not just about the physical fitness. And to push your body to an elite level, you need the mental attitude to keep going, and that's what the Royal Marines do.
Yeah, it's a big change. I think it's a very common idea and possibly mistake that you can take any sprinter and turn them into a brilliant bobsleigher. It is quite a different skill. It's pushing a sled. It's very easy to just run behind a sled, and I think the skill is you've got to try and run through it and keep on pushing, keep on adding to the sled. It's very simple to just let the sled do the work and slide down the hill, and you just keep up with it. It's easy to do that, but the skill is getting it pushed and keep on adding momentum to it.
Yeah, I've had to do it. I've had to put on quite a lot of weight, probably about 8 to 10 kilos of just kind of muscle bulk and stuff like that. And I've had to almost work on my first part of the race, not so much running so far. It's all about the start for me, and getting it going, because it's a bobsleigh push, so it's about getting it going as quick as possible. And but not too much different, and still very close to my roots, so it's all right.
Usually you'll see the three guys on the back of the sled will be, beating their chests and hitting their helmets. Are all like caged animals raring to go, where I have to stay quite calm and relaxed, because obviously I have to explode 100%, then jump in and just completely relax and just drive and feel what I'm doing with the D-rings, with the steering of the sled. So it's hard sometimes not to get too psyched up with it, and that's one thing that I've been working on and still working on, to try and just overcome those urges to become that caged animal like the guys on the back, where I don't need to be and don't have to be.
I go in number 2, so I jump in straight after Jacko, straight after the driver, but I've got to time it right. If he decides that he can run a bit further or shorter, I've got to time it just right, that I go in 1 or 2 paces behind him, and then everyone has to time off me. So because I'm reacting from Jacko's last step on the ice, the kind of long jump, triple jump history, there's a lot of kind of gauging where you are in triple jump, so you're always aware of what you're doing, because the board comes at you very quickly. So you've got to adapt your stride length, adapt maybe your frequency, so that you can hit that board. And it's quite similar when Jacko jumps in. All of a sudden then you've got your 2 big last powerful strides, because you don't want to just pitter-patter in the last few strides. They all count towards the velocity of the sled. So the last few steps hit really hard, and then it helps me with that timing, that reaction, and getting in the sled.
You've got to get the balance between aggression, but it's got to be controlled. I think we've got a very small portion of the race to get things right. We push for only a few seconds, and then our job, if you like, is done. So we've got to make sure we get that right. And although it's so easy to go out and get extremely pumped up and excited and run out aggressive, but we've proved that in the past, it doesn't just work. You need to be very focused and controlled, and you're going from something that it is an aggressive movement, pushing the sled, getting out there, accelerating as fast as possible, to then loading, which is quite a delicate movement, trying to get 4 big guys in a relatively small sled. You need to be very precise, so you need to be focused. So it's getting that balance between aggression but controlled, enough for you to focus and get the finer points right.
Not only because I have to push the sled, so we need to get it going up to a good speed, but I have to wait for all my fellow competitors, my crew, to get in. So keep it going. Also, not slowing it down, because as I'm still out on the ice, sometimes it starts to get away from me quicker than my body can actually move. So then, you don't want to be slowing it down and losing the velocity, because basically that's what I do. I create as much speed as possible as it goes through the clock. So yeah.
And my family have been hugely supportive. My parents, all throughout my sporting life, when I was doing athletics and through to this, they're the ones that have pushed at me to keep going when times have been tough, when there hasn't been funding in the sport, and it's questioned whether I could continue and things like this. They've always pushed and made sure that I've stuck with it.
It's tricky. Sarah works up at the Scottish Institute of Sport in Stirling, so she's got a job that she quite enjoys, and it's also given her good leeway with training and things. So although I'm living down in Bath area, she still lives in Glasgow. So, and we're just newly married, it does make things a little bit awkward, but at the same time we both made our choices of what we want to do. So that's the overlying thing for everything we do, is that the choices we made for making the most of our sporting ambitions and potential. So
yeah, it's a little bit difficult, but the family understand when they come down to visit. It's they sort of just disappear off and do their own bits and pieces while we're away training. It's hard trying to get to see my kids in and around what we do, but it's one of those years where little sacrifices have to be made to achieve the overall goal, which is an Olympic medal. Well, bobsleighs, although it only happens in the winter, we compete in the winter. We do this sport for 11.5 months of the year. We get a 2 or 3 week break, and then the rest of it, it's training and competing. So it's all year round, and it's hard all year round, and you have to be 100% committed. And it's just little things like what normal people would do in the weekend, like go out on the night, have drinks and stuff like that. We don't really do that, because I can't afford to have 2 days feeling all groggy and ill with a hangover. By the time I'm recovered, it's back into training, and it's just, for the time that it takes, I can drink as much as I want once I've won a medal. But for now, it's just we've got to be completely focused on what we're doing.
It's done a lot for my power, a lot of lifting in the gym, a lot of squatting, a lot of kind of benches, upper body weights also, just to kind of put on as much body mass as possible. A lot of eating also. As you can imagine, after like training 6 times a week for 2 sports almost, 2 different kinds of different technical aspects. So yeah, but it's good fun really. I get to put on loads of weight. Who doesn't want to do that? I want to do that,
The 4-year Olympic programme, which we've always had at the forefront of our minds, we had to achieve certain things early in that 4 years in order that we got the funding required in order to make this real assault on the gold medal that we want to make. And we had to prove to UK sport that we found a formula which was going to work, and we had to hit performance measures very early on. So what we did, we looked at where our strengths were, where we needed the funding, and we looked that we had a very strong junior programme, and we needed to hit the targets in the junior programme to show to UK sport that there was an element of sustainability in what we're doing as well. We didn't want a one-off, we wanted to show that we could do this in and out. And I have a saying about a dynasty programme where we're dynasty winners. We repeat things, we keep winning, we keep winning. I don't want British bobsleigh just to win 1 medal. I want it to continue to win medals after this Olympic Games, into the next Olympic cycle. I want us to win multiple medals. That's the objective. So we looked at the World Junior Championships as a way that we could find and show that we could win medals. And in the first year we chose Paula Walker was crowned World Junior Champion, which was, we targeted a medal, and she won the event. And since then, our junior program has had huge success. Took a silver at the first ever Youth Olympics, and also with another bronze medal at the World Junior Championships last year. and on America's Cup, where we won 6 medals last year on the America's Cup with our junior crews. So that showed the sustainability. So beyond Sochi to 2018 to Pyeongchang, I'm hoping that UK sports see that we are doing the right thing and we secure funding, because I want a sustainability element to this programme. And you only have to look at our performance trajectory in the 4-man, where in the first year of the Olympic cycle we were ranked 28th. Then we went on to be ranked 11th in the year after, and then last year 5th. So our performance trajectory is upwards. And I describe it a bit like an 800-metre race, where we're coming into the last bend now, and we're on the shoulders of everybody, so we can see what's going on in front of us. We know there's people close behind us, but we can control this now, so we know what we've got to do in order to cross that line in first place.